What you are seeing here is like a new idea of mine to do all those tables in a Bible code presentation. And by this, things will be clearer and you understand it better. So let us go to the first one. So in the first one, as you see on top, description of the table. In the center of the table appears a verse, when you come to the land of your settlements, which I have given you, which teaches that God gives the land to Israel and not to Ishmael, provided that they preserve the Torah and become holy to God, as appears in the table of the verse. And you shall be holy to me. This connection to the inheritance of the land is observance of the covenant of sanctity was revealed in the previous tablets on the issue of circumcision, in which the verse appears in which God tells our father Abraham, I will give you and your descendants the land, and you shall keep my covenant. The appearance of Ephraim and Joseph, and son of Joseph, teach about the Messiah, son of Joseph, whose actions bring about the building of the full Israel. Now, what you see in the table is the following. You see here, Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, and the best meeting with Asherah, I mean the complete one. Yeah? We speak about Israel Asherah, not what you have to do, missing some parts. So it's the best meeting of Eretz Israel, the land of Israel, the full one, and comes the condition, as we said, the condition which is written here, Ve'item likdoshim, will be holy to me, ki kadosh ani Hashem. And then also telling us, ki tabo el haaretz, when you come to the land of your settlements, asher ani noten lachem, should realize that I give to you, and this is a condition. Now it's written, lo Ishmael, not Ishmael, because as we see in the other table, why not? But clearly telling us that the land of Israel belongs to Israel, and they will have it fully, but in condition, that means that they will be holy, keep the Torah, the Sabbath, and sanctity. And then they will have the Yosef, the first Messiah will pave the way for the son of David is Yosef and Ephraim, the son of Yosef and Ephraim. All comes here. Now let us see the second table. Now in the second table you have this description. In this table we find Jerusalem with a minimal letter skip in the Torah. A skip of 70 letters. By the way, it is interesting, the Midrash says 70 names for Jerusalem, according to the Midrash. The appearance of the table in chapter 17 of the book of Genesis deals with circumcision, which, as the Zohar explained, is the foundation for getting the land, is the condition to get the land of Israel. The angel of Ishmael, this was the Zohar, tells us that the angel of Ishmael in heaven, the Zohar says, claim, let the claim, he says to God, the land of Israel, because of the fulfilling of the commandments of the circumcision. So, and therefore, God blessed Ishmael through Abraham. If Ishmael will live before me, this is what Abraham asked for, and God listened to him and said to him that he will listen to Ishmael, but as the continuation of the Midrash says, that the practice of the circumcision by Ishmael lacks the most important elements. And in Hebrew, it is atafat tambrit, blood of the, taking some of the blood of it, and also taking the foreskin of the other skin, which the Arabs don't do, only they make the simple circumcision, cut off the foreskin. So therefore, God said to them, you will get the land of Israel when it is dry, when it is not, Jews are not there yet. But when Jews will return to the land of Israel, then definitely the land will come back to them. Now all of this is in this table that you see here. So what you see here, Jerusalem, as you said, every 70 letters. And the Professor Rips told me that is written more in the same skip you have ripped Jerusalem. I mean, to tell us there will be a big quarrel on Jerusalem by the Arabs, the Ishmael and the Jews. But God said, to get Jerusalem, you need a condition. Et briti tishmo, you should keep my covenant, you and your descendants. This is a condition to have Israel. And the Brit is a Sabbath, the Brit is holiness. Definitely, Jews don't keep it, so also the problem in their land. Now, here is what really Abraham asked for God. Lu Ishmael, let Ishmael will be live in front of you. So God said, okay, I listen to you. Ishmael Shmaticha, right? I listen to Ishmael and will. As the Torah says, I will make him fruitful and really big nations, but in the end, God said, Et Briti, but my covenant, Hakim, Et Yitzchak, I will fulfill with Isaac, and amazingly, here you have the date of the eve of the sixth of all. Yeah, I'm fighting, yeah, it is 5/7, 26 or 27, but this was all the preparation, amazing, but clearly, all this story of the Zohar, that Ishmael claims the land because really it's Abraham blessed him for this, but God said, yeah, listen to it, but as the covenant have to be fully kept, and you don't have all the condition. So therefore, when Israel will come back, and this was the sixth of all, amazingly, which then Israel, Isaac will get it. Because this is a covenant which I did with Isaac, Matityahu myself with Isaac. So amazing that this is, by the way, in my book, Time for Redemption, I show the numerical value of Ishmael Shmaticha is exactly the years up to the sixth of all, from the time that the Arabs said really in Jerusalem, a long time ago. So very interesting. Now let us see another table. And this table, as we said, also had the same thing called of Jerusalem, but clearly it's telling us that Jews will get it, as we said in 6 Devot, Tafshin Kavah, because but why? Teshuvah lakel. Because they are doing repentance to God, and this is Ishmael in the future, and this is exactly what is the description of this table. Ishmael is named after God who hears the voice of Hagar. Shmakel. The name of Ishmael actually is future tense, Ishmael. God will listen, and not in the past tense. The int that Ishmael is the int which was Rabbi Eliezer, Piked Rabbi Eliezer, more than 2,000 years ago, Ishmael would cause trouble for Israel, which in turn will bring them to repentance. As the verse says, it's in the Bible, God will hear their mourning. It's amazing. Now let us see another table which doesn't have to do directly with the story of Arabs, the Jews, but amazing table which Dr. Rottenberg, who became Orthodox Jew when he saw the phenomena of the cross from ribs, and he wrote a book, All His Truths, also showing that many commentators, what they say, appears in the codes in the Torah, and this is one of them. Now this is really refers, there is a verse in the Torah, behold, I give before you today the blessing and curse, the blessing for which you will listen, and the curse if you will not listen. Right? Now amazingly, this is the verse. Behold, I give to you blessing and curse, the bracha, the blessing which you listen to the command of God, and the curse opposite. Amazingly, the commentator, Balaturim, which normally have thing which is a gematria, a small amazing thing, he says that the word re'eh, behold, is the first word of the, listen to the Torah. Now what is re'eh anochi? The word anochi, look, anochi is the first word of the Ten Commandments. So here you have, meaning in the Torah, you, the 10 adibrot, the 10 commandments, amazing. So the 10 commandments, it is Yud Adibrot, the 10 commandments, appears exactly in the verse when God says, Re'eh Anochi, look Anochi, Anochi is the beginning of the 10 commandments. So altogether, such a table, that shows the tables are not seen, not like making another book to find a verse and exactly the commentary in the same place. And a lot of them, Professor Rips really found during this time, and one of the greatest, I think, his finding is in Hebrew, but it's unbelievable because it's 1 to million statistics. And this, if somebody knows Hebrew, so you have Professor Rips Jose, Professor Rips Revives. And this is exactly the idea, to show that everything in the Torah very, very highly statistical. Because where you find a verse in the Torah, which is exactly what the commentator said, refers to the Ten Commandments, and the Ten Commandments exactly comes here with the letter Resh. So, very interesting phenomena. All those really, what we saw, the tables, and this I said, we are trying to do a Bible code presentation, and which really makes it much easier to people who speak English and always complain they cannot understand, but now we could understand, you see clearly the table, you can see how significant they are, and this is the most important now. So our Rebbe said, even scientists said that if this is true, it's the greatest invention in the last 300 years, no doubt it is like this, but some people, difficult for them to accept it, but to accept the Torah, to keep the Torah, to keep the Shabbat. There is still a Satan which is doing everything this stuff. So, very interesting and significant tables, as we said, and we hope that people really will look at it much seriously as they didn't so much before.